Hype is very strong. There is good hype, something that can make a story stronger. And there is bad hype, something that can overpower a bad story, plot holes, and mediocre characters. Of course, there will be spoilers, so you can't skip to this part. I am Chachin, now let's get right to it. It starts off great, with the land being underneath Frieza and showing the start of his evil reign.
Hello, monkeys!
And the animation is just beautiful, with a warm sunset look. But I'd have to say, that's the only thing that I like about this movie. Anyways, King Vegeta goes to check on his boy, Prince Vegeta, but notices Broly, a baby who is not an elite Saiyan. I checked everywhere, I wasn't sure if he was like a mid-class or a low-class Saiyan. So he kicks him off to a monster-infested planet called Vampa, and his father Paragus isn't very happy, so he decides to go after him. There's also a guy named Beats. They land on the planet, and they find little Broly surviving just fine. But the ship doesn't work anymore, so they go put down an SOS. And there goes Beats. Also, they mention Broly having the combat power of 920, which contradicts his power level, so I'm not sure if this is even the power level. If you know what this means in the comments, please tell me. So I'm just gonna count this as a plot hole, or at least just a fuck up. 5 years pass, and they just did Bardock dirty. Especially compared to the counterpart in the Father of Goku movie. I hate this so much. I want to say more, but I'll just put it in a different video. Anyways, Bardock and Gine are going to throw baby Goku into his ship and send him off into space. Why? Because Bardock thinks that Frieza is going to destroy the planet. Paranoid much? Goku also looks very different here. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he looks 10 years older. And then he's sent to space, and forgets about his parents. Of course, soon after, Frieza decides to destroy the planet. It's very ironic, especially considering how Bardock was right, even though they've never met, at least until here. Vegeta, Nappa, Raditz, and the other Saiyans that were never talked about, or explained, like ever. What the fuck? They all sadly find out, but surprisingly, Vegeta doesn't care. More than 4 decades pass, and you see Goku and Vegeta training, while Beerus, Whis, Bulma, and Bola watch, until Bulma finds out that 2 basic Frieza Force members get past Bulma's security and steal 6 Dragon Balls, because plot. And one of the Dragon Balls are in the Ice Continent, because plot. It's bad plot, but it's plot. They assume Frieza wants to use them for immortality, but he actually wants to be taller, and Bulma just uses them to look younger. This dragon is just getting disrespected, man. Meanwhile, 2 Frieza Force members, Lemo and Chilai, are looking for strong warriors to recruit, but instead, they find an SOS. When they land, they find a tired old Paragus. The first time we've ever seen an old Saiyan. Well, except for this guy. I do like him more than his DBZ counterpart. With the power level of 4,200, they're pretty happy to find him. But then...
Broly!
Although I prefer the original C Broly, the entrance was awesome. They bring him to the ship and he acts like a goofball. I do think it's interesting that Broly has a very formal bond with his father. They meet Frieza and he's delighted to hear about Broly's power, but is concerned that he can't control it. Of course, Paragus has a shock collar to control his rage. I honestly don't understand why Broly can't just break it. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can do it easily. Anyways, Frieza pays Lemo and Chilai, and he tells Paragus and Broly about King Vegeta and how his son is still alive. Of course, they're not very happy about that, especially Paragus. They leave and go with the others, where Chilai is being harassed and Broly goes apeshit. Get it? Because he's a monkey? Broly gets electrocuted, and Chilai gets angry at Paragus for it, but she secretly steals the remote and destroys it. Paragus is called to talk to Frieza, so Broly stays with Lemo and Chilai, where Broly gets sentimental and talks about an old monster friend. Chilai and Lemo talk shit about Paragus, but Broly defends his daddy. In the next scene, the 2 Frieza Force members find a lost Dragon Ball, and Frieza tells Paragus and Broly they can have Vegeta as long as he can kill Goku, even though Trunks is the one that killed him, but I guess that doesn't matter. Eventually, Goku and Vegeta find the Frieza Force members, but in that time, Frieza, Paragus, and Broly have already arrived, with Lemo and Chilai watching in the background. Goku and Vegeta notice that Paragus and Broly are Saiyans. Frieza gives lower, and Paragus tells Broly to attack. And by far my favorite part of the movie. Forget what I said about earlier. That never happened. When Dragon Ball has shit story and many plot holes, I expect there to be good fights. And personally, my favorite is the first half, where Vegeta is just dominating the fight. And my favorite Vegeta fights are where he just destroys. Unlike the Z movie where he's a little bitch. I can't do it. Super Saiyan. But the entire fight is like 40 minutes long, which is fucking long, and is all very fast paced. Although there are a few weird moments in the fight, like the first person view, but alright CGI, I've seen worse, and whatever the hell this is, I think this was just for looks, but tell me what you think it is. If anyone's ever played Xenoverse, it could be like the Between Worlds kind of shit, or the Between Time. I don't know, that's just my theory, but tell me what you think. But anyways, Vegeta turns into a Super Saiyan, which Paragus thought the legendary Super Saiyan was just a legend. Vegeta presumably kills Broly, but he just comes back with more rage. Oh yeah, and he destroys a mountain. He actually manages to match up with Vegeta, even having him struggling to fight. And of course, this is when Goku tags in and continues the fight. The beginning is just great, with just this wonderful warm-up. They really stretched it out. I loved it. But honestly, the music can be a bit much. No offense to Sumitomo. I really do enjoy Broly's original soundtrack, and I also really like the final song in the movie, I'm Kakarot, but this one just doesn't do it for me. But they both have a nice back and forth, but I feel like Goku working his way up to multiple transformations and the telekinesis is a bit unnecessary, but it's there. I also don't like how Broly is just a mindless fighting machine. I mean, I guess it's supposed to show that he can't control his power, but I think it's just a bit lazy. Even Z Broly had a brain, and had a better fight, while this movie was just all flash with fight scenes that they have already used, which is still good, I'll admit it. But it just doesn't compare to the absolute massacre Z Broly did to the Z Fighters. He's built like a fucking tank, he moves extremely quickly, and he's very brutal in his fight scenes. Like when he uses Goku as a fucking trampoline. He wanted to kill Gohan in front of Goku, his own father, and he wanted to do it for fun. For fun! Not because the boy was in his way, not because he attacked him, but for pure sick enjoyment. I mean, holy shit! And this entire time he's mocking them. He knows what he's doing. Well, just like in both movies, Piccolo comes out of butt fucking nowhere, for no reason, except in the Super movie, he quickly leaves. Well, until later. But the fight between Goku and Broly gets so intense, Frieza realizes that Broly's no match. So just like Paragus did to Beats, Frieza kills him so Broly can get stronger. If you really think about it, it's kind of ironic in a way. Now I wanted to say something about Broly's Green Super Saiyan, but I want to talk about Paragus first, because I don't think he should just die like this and fucks off. I really feel like he deserves more. Now, I don't think he was as much of a dick as other people think he is, like Chi-Lai and Lemo. I feel like in this movie he's really painted out to be a bad father, a bad person, just bad overall. But you can tell he tried. Well, at least for a Saiyan. Not to just be a trainer and a teacher, but also as a father. I mean, he taught his son discipline and to more or less control his temper. Yes, some of his methods weren't the best. Some were just outright cruel. But what could he do? Get in the way and get killed too? I mean, Broly is so much more powerful than everyone in the room. I really feel like Paragus was put in a tough spot here. And although his motives were very selfish, he still genuinely cared about Broly and his safety. But overall, I would say I like this Paragus more because he honestly feels more person. He doesn't feel like a driving motive, he actually feels like a character. But I don't know, you tell me. What do you think of Paragus? Is he misunderstood or just a jackass? Anyways, I'll just get right to it and say, I don't think Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan. Wiki doesn't count. At least, not in the canon movie. In this version, he's been called Full Power Super Saiyan. But Toriyama has never really agreed to calling Broly the legendary Super Saiyan, or even drawn him in that way. Even Kale from Universe 6, her transformation is called Berserk Saiyan. Again, Wiki doesn't count for obvious reasons. I also haven't heard anything about Broly being a mutant. It's never stated in either movie that that could be the case. But who knows? I could be wrong. Maybe Toriyama said it himself somewhere. Tell me in the comments, because I can't find it anywhere. Again, Wiki does not count, for obvious reasons. You know, I might just make a video about that. Ooh, I'm getting ideas like crazy. Goku and Vegeta teleport to Piccolo to do a fusion dance. But this is where things don't make sense. Well, make even less sense. So Goku tells Vegeta about the fusion dance, even though he already told him in the Buu Saga. And they for some reason need Piccolo's help, even though Goku showed it to Piccolo in the first place? What? What is the meaning of this? Why is this here? The animation also kind of reminds me of something. I know, too nitpicky. I won't count it. But with trial and error, Goku and Vegeta finally get it right and become Gogeta. And this took them like a solid hour. And in all this time, Frieza was just getting his ass beaten by Broly. I mean, Jesus Christ. Gogeta comes back and gets to fight Broly, with Broly not actually landing a single hit. Again, the visuals in this movie are to die for. They just hit different. Chila and Lemma are trying to gather the Dragon Balls, so that Broly doesn't get killed by Gogeta. I do enjoy that in this fight, Broly gets so angry, he spits out a blast. But not like those normal blasts, you can legitimately see the rage when he gets to spit out this blast. He's practically screaming it out. But it isn't any trouble for Gogeta. In fact, he just absolutely demolishes Broly. He fucking bodies him. Broly was about to see death in the Kamehameha, but was then teleported back to planet Vampa by Chilai. I wish my problems can go away like that. And so, Lemmo and Chilai fuck off. But Frieza has different plans. Until Gogeta stops him. Kill him now. Kill him now. Kill him now. Kill him now. Kill him now! God damn it! 3 days pass, and Broly, Lemmo, and Chilai are on Vampa, while Frieza plans on re-recruiting Broly, but Goku is already there helping him. Ha! What a little bitch. My biggest problem here, though, is Broly himself. A big reason why people wanted Broly to be canon in the first place was to see this crazy maniac do shit that this Broly did. They wanted to see Broly go around and be an evil maniac. The Broly I know is a crazy psychopath that takes sadistic pleasure from hurting other people. This Broly is the definition of a Saiyan. Not this fucking Saiyan, but this Saiyan. The Saiyan that is genuinely evil, goes around, kills things, and enjoys doing it. They live to fight, and they fight to live. It's their life. It's what a Saiyan legitimately is. And you can see that in the beginning half, where Vegeta actually acts a lot like that. Where most Saiyans actually act a lot like that. They're assholes. Broly is the definition of that. That trait is all of Broly. That is what he is. That's what made him so legendary. This is the legendary Super Saiyan. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. It certainly isn't fucking Broly. The Broly I know is a sadistic bastard. This feels like you just grabbed your basic, wide-eyed anime protagonist that's confused about everything and just put him in this body and then just said, there's Broly. This is Broly now. No, I'm not gonna accept that. That's bullshit. If you wanted to make this completely different character, why don't you just make him a completely different character? I just don't see the purpose of any of this. None of this was needed. If anything, it took away time. There's so many stuff that we could have already talked about, and instead time was put into this. Now, I don't hate it. Again, I have to emphasize that. I don't hate it. It's a really good movie. It's very pleasing visually. It has a decent story. Well, kind of a shitty story, I will admit. But the fight scenes are pretty cool, even though they've already been used, but again, there's a reason why they've been used. It's just, I feel like all of this movie was just so hyped up that people just forgot what they wanted. And it worked. I don't think that's right. I feel like we were cheated out of something and just given this. It's good, but it's not what we asked for. Nobody asked for this. This Broly was just built off of hype. All of this was just hype. The fighting was hype. The character was hype. The trailer definitely showed fucking hype. And after that, everybody loved it. And it is, again, a good movie. But I wouldn't put it over any of these movies. Yes, some of their movies are ass, and I put it over that, but it's not their best movie. It's not their best characters. It's not their best. It definitely isn't their fucking best story. Then again, most of their stories kind of suck, but still, it's just hype. And eventually, that hype will die. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you don't hate me too much for expressing my opinion, but if you do, put it down in the comments. If you agree with me, I definitely want that in the comments. If you're kind of in the middle-ish, tell me why. I want to hear from people. This is the first time in a long time I've done a long-formed video, so I want to know what people think about it, and I'm going to try to make more. That's why I've been making the shorts bi-weekly. Also, I make a lot of fucking YouTube shorts. But anyways, I hope you have a wonderful life, and good luck to you.